So after all the nice little messages you guys be messaging me about that 5G exploding phone, I decided to revisit it and talk a little more about it because obviously I need to clear up a few things. And also, as promised, following up on some other news, but mainly we're going to redo that whole thing with 5G exploding 5G phone because I think it needs to be said, and also you guys are one hell of a friendly crowd to talk to. Yo, what is up everybody? Michael here. Welcome back to another video. And yes, as promised, I'm going to talk about a few things today. Not too much to discuss, but I want to kind of dive into it right away. I don't want to waste your time. Let's get right into it. So first thing is that exploding Samsung Galaxy S10 5G. Now, this report comes from Korea, South Korea to be exact, where a user who had the Samsung Galaxy S10 5G claims and made a report, and I talked about it yesterday, but a lot of you had some backlash and a smudge of you had some racist comments, but I don't give a shit. But anyway, and also if you're wondering about the racist comment, don't worry, I deleted them. But still, let's get right into it. So this user apparently was talking about his Samsung Galaxy S10 5G and how he put it on a table, it was charging, and when he came back, it was smoking, and then he tried to pick it up and put it in water, and then he got burned. Okay, time out right there. If you see your device smoking, why would you touch it? I mean, does common sense work with these people? If you see something smoking and it's clearly smoking, like he claimed it was engulfed in smoke, what? What? So anyway, back to it. So then he claims that after it was engulfed in smoke, the device then went up in flames. Now, it didn't go into a literal flame, but a little bit caught, and as you see on your screen, the damages. Now, yesterday I said how this was Samsung's fault. Well, I didn't really go out and say Samsung, but I blamed Samsung. But after further reading more into it, I found some more stuff, so I'm here to clarify it all. So it turns out Samsung actually did take the unit, and after further investigation was done, it turns out that this was a user problem. Now, before you guys start rat-a-tatting and you Samsung Knights start attacking me in the comments, bear with me on this one, okay? I put that out of the way. So apparently Samsung said that the device itself may have suffered a puncture on an external problem, or could have been a third-party problem outside of them. What that means is that the device either had to have had some kind of significant impact, or somehow must have got, I don't know how to explain it best, but all I can say is that this wasn't Samsung's fault. And I'm going to tell you why. If you guys remember back to that woman who claimed that her phone went on fire in an elevator and that she blamed Samsung, and it turned out it wasn't really Samsung's fault, it was a user problem. This falls into that category, and I'm going to tell you why. Because first of all, if you look at the burnt display, I want you guys to notice the back of the phone. If you notice the back of the phone, it looks like something hit it. Now, normally when an exploding device goes, it does tend to look there, but if you look at it carefully, in the point of impact where the glass is surrounding, it looks as if something might have hit it. Now, again, I don't know if that's 100% true, but I have my own theory as to what could have happened. But if you look closely, it looks like something might have hit it. So that's one. Number two, it's always easy to assume that Samsung is responsible. It's always easy to blame Samsung, but sometimes if you take a step back and maybe look at what you're doing, maybe it's not them. Because honestly, this is just one device. Now, I don't want to see people all over the place go, oh, we got blow it up. We're going to blow it up into such proportions that, oh, it's going to happen to every device. Guys, it is just one device. Just one. So we would need to see more, just like the Note 7. Although that woman was a user problem, there were more coming up and exploding. Well, not exactly exploding, but you get the point. So we would have to see more of the device before we can make a safe judgment and say it is completely Samsung's fault. Because this is just one device. And maybe sometimes jumping to Samsung is not the right thing to do. So for my video yesterday, I just wanted to say that I needed to clear it up. So for me, I'm gonna have to wait and hold off from blaming Samsung Because for me personally, I think, because he said it was charging. So my personal belief was that he was using a different style of charging or a different third-party brick, and maybe the device just could not take all that wattage and then it overheated, and that's what happened. Maybe that's what happened, we don't know, but from what I'm seeing and what Samsung said and looking at the display and really looking at it more, I would have to say this must have been his fault. But again, we do not know the extent until we see the full release, or at least we see any more issues coming out. So unless we start seeing things like that, I'm gonna hold off from blaming Samsung. But so help me, if we see another device catch on flames again, and it starts happening more often, then Samsung's fucking screwed. Oop, excuse my language. Don't worry, I'll censor it out. But anyway, that is story number 1. So I hope that clears up everything. And please, guys, refrain from the negative comments and calling people names. Because sometimes, you don't like to call people names. And trust me, I don't give a shit. But just please, life lesson, please don't call people names. Anyway, story number 2 of the day we're going to talk about is Apple. So, of course, what would be complete without an Apple story? So, according to Macaraka, whatever that website is, they claim that Apple will ship a fast charger. Now, I have talked about this in the past. I have told you guys how it looks like they will be doing it, and that is all going to change starting today. So do not tell me, we're still going to get 5 watts. We're going to know. As of today, and I'm calling it right now, Apple is going to ship the fast chargers, and I'm going to tell you why. So if you remember a year ago, I did a video on why I said removing the lightning port was both a good and a bad idea. And I stated in that video that Apple will not remove the lightning port, and I said that was a bad idea. That is their proprietary port where they make their money. Now look, I know the EU put out a regulation that says all devices have to charge in some way USB Type-C. And Apple was not following that protocol, and people immediately assumed and said, oh, well that means everything's gonna be on USB Type-C. You got the MacBooks, you got the iPads, and now the iPhones are next. Well, everyone probably assumed that, but look, this does comply with the EU regulations because in some way, in shape or form, Apple is using USB Type-C on their smartphone. Doesn't have to be the main port, but as long as it's getting the fast charger or a fast charging method by using the USB Type-C, they follow the regulation. And for me, I've been calling it for a while because I know Apple was going to do this. It was only a matter of time before all this started to catch up to them. If you guys doubted me when I said that the fast charger was not going to be included, you guys were gravely mistaken, and I'm going to tell you why. Because ultimately, everybody is not buying iPhones, and also with that regulation. So there's 2 glaring errors. If Apple wants to give you some value for the phone, the least they could have done was include the fast charger in the box from the start with, and also they have to follow this regulation now, because if they don't, then they're going to be in hella trouble. So it only makes sense for them to include it this year's iPhones coming soon. So for anyone that doesn't believe it, I'm telling you right now, they are going to release the fast chargers in the box. So no more of this, oh, we're gonna still get 5 watts or it's so slow. Guys, no more of that argument. As of today, and I'm calling it, and if you don't believe me, we'll see it in September, they are going to release the fast charger. And trust me, if you think I'm wrong, remember when I said that at the March event, remember guys when I said that there was not gonna be any hardware? And remember when I told you that how everybody was building it up as the March event for all their streaming services? And I told you guys there was gonna be no hardware? That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say I'm the best, but guys, it's common sense. There are certain things that should make sense when you hear it. And that's what I'm trying to explain to you guys. I don't cover stories or cover rumors or things that are not believable. So the whole premise of my channel is to speak my mind, but also keeping it 100% real with you guys, and also making sure that I'm not misleading you. And I'm telling you right now, and if you want to use this video in the future as reference, I'm saying it. Just like I said with the March event, we are not, like I said in March, we weren't going to see hardware. And look what happened. Apple released all their hardware, so at the March event, it was all their streaming service. So, case in point, we are going to get a fast charger in the box with the iPhone. So please, if you doubt me, just wait till September. And that's all for that. That's a little short episode. I know I sound a little cocky today, but I just wanted to get these 2 stories out and just emphasize, guys, what I'm trying to do. And also, please, last bit of request to all those people that called me all those names and shit. Look, please don't do that to other people. I mean, I don't really care, but like, please don't call people names and say all that stupid stuff. Just please, I'm asking politely. That is it. That's all I'm gonna say. You guys are more than welcome to comment your opinions down below, but just refrain from using curse words and calling people names. That's all I'm asking. So that's gonna do it. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know down below, what do you think of the fast charging situation and also the Galaxy S10 5G. If you like what you see, hit that like button. If you dislike what you saw, hit the dislike button. If you don't give a shit, then just hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching and peace.